Some people consider Kartar Diamond to be the busiest Feng Shui consultant in Los Angeles. But for this LA design firm, she is considered a necessity.
I think my first orientation to Feng Shui was doing hotel projects in Southeast Asia, in Jakarta. And we would do design work for hotels. We'd make our presentation, and we'd make it to a board of directors, and they said, great, we like it, everything's fine. Now we're going to take it to the Feng Shui man, and we'll see you in 3 days. It's like, oh, fine. And we'd come back, and 3 days, and they said, everything's good, except we have to rotate the building 90 degrees facing the other direction. We're going to orient it towards the side street. And we said, but no, you can't do that. It's the wrong orientation. It's totally bad for the inside. He said, no, no, no. That's just the way it has to be.
Yes. Right here? Right.
Now I find out that if you don't have the proper orientation, you could be money locked forever. You could be people locked forever.
They will figure out a good seated direction for them.
I've been working with Carl and Dolly for a number of years, helping them with their home and with their previous business location. And they came and said, we need to find a new office space. We looked at a few. I rejected some of their proposals to me. And this building is a great example of working with what you've got, because I knew that it had great potential. It wasn't the kind of building that I can say, do anything with it, it's great, have fun. It's one where they needed to pay particular attention to where the front door would be. And fortunately, we both wanted the door to be in a different location than the existing or previous front door.
Luckily, we have a door on the side of the building, which is where everyone actually wanted to enter.
For a business, the entrance is really critical. That's where all the energy comes in. People who work in that space pass through it many times a day. So if the entrance to a business is not right, that's a major flaw that can weigh heavily against the success of the business.
What things did we do, and did we notice a change? Absolutely. And sometimes it's very, very subtle. There were things with regard to certain remedies that we had to have metal in a certain place, had to do things. We removed the metal unknowingly at one point, and we had one major project stop within 1 day of that coming out. So we made the change, then finding out, gosh, you know, we needed to have metal back in here, bam, and it came back within a week.
This wall has metal inside it, and it's also been painted copper, which is a metal color. And it's just one more example of how to inconspicuously incorporate the proper element into this location. In 5-element theory, we have water, wood, fire, earth, and metal. And it just so happens that this building needs a lot of metal. Not every building does. And so again, they have found a way to make it look architecturally interesting and inconspicuous. And it works to suppress negative influences in this area that might cause staff members to argue or get certain sicknesses. So it helps for health and for relationships.
And it gives them a place to argue behind.
Right, no one has to see it. Well, that's the good thing about metal, is that you actually don't have to see it for it to work. You have to see water, you have to see fire, but metal can be inside of things, under things. You can hide it. In Feng Shui folklore and history, the wind chime is a metal remedy. But obviously a wind chime would not work in this kind of professional environment. So just using inconspicuous raw elements is the way to go.
The wind chimes might work if you put them about this low.
Right.
And just people bump into them.
Right. In a business, there are always going to be some pockets of negative energy, negative spaces, and the challenge with this space was to make sure that my clients managed to design it so that they would be working, functioning, prospering in the healthy, good money areas, we could say.
Because the whole center of the building really shouldn't have a lot of people in it, what do we do with that space? I mean, we have 4,200 square feet, and we really should be placing people in certain areas. So what we did was use those areas for library space, storage space, and we needed metal as well. So we have file cabinets back in the back. We have all our flat files back in the back for drawing, storage, and things like that. We required some time to get that going and get that all laid out so that this office made sense with what we do and with Feng Shui at the same time.
A lot of people think that they've got to give their home or their office some kind of Asian or Chinese theme to it to have good feng shui, and that's absolutely not true. And I like the way they've used functional things in their office, like equipment and shelves and wall color, to make it feng shui correct.
There were some difficulties with arranging the office, as Kartar had suggested, and we could have thought of some different ways or different places to put people and equipment and whatever that were convenient and conducive to how we run business, which is we have a lot of vendors and people come in as guests and they want to go right directly and talk to the designers. And this setup that we have right now, the designers are very far away. So Carl and I worked on the floor plan for hours, and we tried to make Kartar's layout work to putting people appropriately. And at one point we did throw up our hands and say, what if we designed this how we really would design it if we weren't taking feng shui into consideration? And we did. We worked through that. We did not work it through all the way till the end, but we worked through it enough that I can recall turning to Carl and saying, you know what, do we really want to take this chance? I mean, this is a major move. We've just grown our business. We are increasing our size and expanding, and this is a good thing. Why would we risk that? And so we designed it how she recommended.
I'm very happy with the results. It's very flattering to see a client follow through, spend time and money and energy to make sure that everything is going to work.
Oh, this is fantastic. The natural light is amazing, and the open studio space is great. We came from a smaller office space, and this is definitely fits the bill for our growing company.
There's many, many different kinds of feng shui. You know, there's black hat sect, and there's all the kinds of things that got out there. And literally, you go into any bookstore now, and there's choices or dozens and dozens of ways to do it. So, how you get there, that's fine. Just get there.
I would say that the success of our company is integrally tied to our use of feng shui at both our home and our business.
And now here's the answer for today's FSL question. The question was, what are the 5 elements? If you answered earth, water, fire, wood, and metal, you're right. Thanks for watching.